Hi, I'm Nick, and yeah, welcome to my channel. Yeah, I thought I'd do a quick video or vlog, if you will, just to talk about something in particular that I feel is quite important, which is Aspergers Syndrome and autism. Now, I have Aspergers Syndrome, and yeah, I think it's very important, that we spread awareness of this and we help people learn more about the condition. I mean, because as for myself, I will say. I've been quite fortunate because when I was growing up, I did get a lot of support of it, and yeah, and generally people were very understanding about it. Although unfortunately, of course, there were times, I can remember years ago when maybe some people would make fun of it, but thankfully, times seem to have moved on, and yeah, people are much more open minded about this. And I think one of the reasons could be that it's a much more common thing now, like sort of autism, Asperger's syndrome, and it's great to see that more people are learning about this. And yeah, where I'm at it, I suppose I'd quite like to say thank you very much to all of you who who have been helping us out, who have been understanding the condition. I mean, those of us that have it, it affects all of us in so many different ways. I mean, myself, for me, I'd say that the main way it affects me is it probably makes me get a bit anxious about certain things. And I'm not one of these people that's like panicky or worrying too much, but maybe I get anxious if I, like, for example, if I read any like articles online that tend to be sort of thought provoking. I mean, particularly political ones tend to kind of bring out anxiety in me, and it kind of makes me worry what's going to happen if this sort of thing happens or if this goes through. And particularly at the time of recording this, because yeah, at the moment, as I say, at the time of the recording, we're currently going through this horrendous coronavirus pandemic, and I just hope that within time that some of you will be watching this video and will be remembering the virus as a thing of the past, because obviously it has been devastating, the damage it has done so far. But yeah, enough about that. But yeah, generally that sort of gets me anxious, and if I hear about it spreading a lot, or if I hear about more potential restrictions, because I think the reason I feel like that was because I'm quite a social person. Obviously, I keep in touch with people through video calls and the likes, but yeah, because I'm quite social, I think I get a lot of anxiety there. Like if as I say, if more restrictions were to come in, and but I try to keep my mind off those things as much as possible. In fact, you actually try not to look at the media too much either, because obviously that can stir my anxiety as well. And I think the best way to deal with anxiety in general, well, from my experience, I would say, is just to do anything that takes your mind off it. Really, I'd say something maybe going for a good walk. I'm very fortunate because I happen to live out in the countryside. Um, but yeah, there's many different great areas to go for a walk, and just when you go out, I mean, like I say, especially if it is somewhere remote, like where I am, because when you've not got too much around you when you're having a walk, and you're a sort of quiet and calm and serene place like that. Well, for me anyway, yeah, just it really sort of takes your mind off everything that's bothering you, and yeah, it just generally helps you relax. I'd also recommend maybe watching a good movie, or some good TV shows that you enjoy, or maybe even do a bit gaming as well. I'm quite a big gamer. But yeah, basically just do what makes you feel good if you're feeling anxious. Even listen to music, and it really helps a lot when you just take your mind off all the bad things in life. But yeah, coming back to my Asperger's, I do have to say, unfortunately, I do feel I've faced quite a few barriers with this, with my Asperger's. Because I feel like I say it's maybe a bit nervous. At times, like like if I'm if I'm outside of my comfort zone, like for example, I'll say if I'm in a job interview, I maybe I don't sort of get jittery, but I feel I maybe talk a bit too fast, or maybe kind of freeze a bit and my mind goes blank because I can't think of anything else good to say. And yeah, I feel that's causing me problems there because, obviously I'm trying my hardest to get a job, and yeah, I've had a lot of interviews, which is great. And yeah, I mean, obviously the people that interview me that I've had, they've always been very friendly, very polite, and very helpful in general. And yeah, it's just, I guess, the reason I'm nervous is because obviously I want to make the best impression possible, to show them why I'd be best for the job. And so yeah, naturally I do get a little iffy throughout the interviews, but usually I do quite well. But yeah, definitely very tough finding a job at the moment, but definitely still going to keep applying, still very determined. And obviously I volunteer a lot, so that's great too, gives a lot of experience. But yeah, I feel that the main barrier my sort of my autism, or rather Asperger's, has caused me is well, yeah, just when it comes to feeling nervous about things. Maybe I get too nervous to ask people certain things, or I end up holding back and then regretting not saying things later on. It's, yeah, that sort of thing mostly. I'll be honest, growing up, like I said, I had a lot of support throughout school and all, which was very helpful. Even so, I did something that quite difficult. College and university were quite difficult as well, but I did get some support there to help me with my sort of studying, and it really paid off, and I'm very, very thankful for that too. But yeah, again, that was other things that caused my anxiety to flare up because I was always thinking of, I've got to get this essay finished for then. And the biggest problem with myself is that I was one of these people who, when it came to essays, I was good for thinking of the amount of words I'd need, but it's just that sometimes I'd struggle to find just the exact amount. And but I'd get there in the end, thankfully. I mean, I knew of some people who had the opposite problem, who could come up with too much to write and had to chop parts off. I'll be honest, I actually envied those students because, I mean, to me that'd be a less worrying situation to be in because you've got plenty of content there. With me, I really had to, do keep researching more and more and more to add in what I felt would be the best thing to say in it. Because again, I think when it came to maths Asperger's, I was always anxious about getting a good grade, and therefore, I think my anxiety really made me want to get what I was saying right. So I mean, I'd be doing a lot of research, and yeah, I think that's probably why I struggled to find the right amount of words in them because of the fact that some of the words I was finding, I felt, or the information I was finding, I felt wasn't quite sufficient enough to get a good grade. So I'd look elsewhere to try and find what I felt would really, kind of hammer the point home, so to speak. But yeah, it was definitely worth studying there, and yeah, I'm definitely very grateful for all the help I've got. And yeah, I mean, like I say, that's the thing. Although I had all those barriers, I worked very hard, managed to come through it, and yeah, thankfully as a result, I now have a bachelor's degree in business studies, a bachelor of arts. So yeah, definitely feel it shows that although Asperger's and autism can give us barriers, it shows that they can be overcome as well. And I'm not the only example. I have friends who obviously have Asperger's and autism who are doing very well. As a matter of fact, there's one of them also is on here as a YouTuber now. Who does a football show, which is called The Dugout. Yeah, I definitely enjoy watching that each week. But yeah, I mean, it's great to see more sort of people with Asperger's and autism overcoming those barriers. And like I said, there's other areas of support I've had that have really helped. There's a place in Edinburgh called Number Six who've given me excellent support over the years, um, and of course there's a place called Sam Radio, which is short for Scottish Autistic Media Radio. I currently do a show there with my good friend Kieran. Obviously, because of the pandemic, we're having to record from home just now, but it's good just to still have it, even though we're having to kind of record it from here and put it on, we still have the show. That's the main thing, and still absolutely really enjoy it. And I feel that's something that's really helped my confidence as well. Because just having a voluntary position like that where I'm just sort of talking, I feel it's made me a better speaker as well, and I'm very very thankful for that as well. Well, thank you so much to the people who running Sam Radio for giving me that opportunity. Um, so yeah, I guess all the other things I would say about my Asperger's. There's many positive ways it affects me, and I mean I mentioned how it makes earlier when I was talking about research. I mean, yeah, if there's any like particular subjects I'm particularly interested in, I feel that my Asperger's is kind of enhances my interest in like in certain subjects. It means I'll end up researching them all online, and yeah, and I feel that's a very good thing because it helps us to become more knowledgeable. And I guess if you see some of my previous videos, you'll see, well, two of them are of thunderstorms. I'm quite fascinated by them because, well, I just feel they're incredible to watch. It's like a natural firework display, and yeah, I mean, especially that last one we had. Okay, I know that's a shameless plug for that video I done, but that was just an insane thunderstorm, the most insane one I've actually ever seen here. Yeah, thoroughly enjoyed recording that one and watching it. Obviously, the only other video I've got is just a sort of a is one of that, what was his name, Robert Kilroy Song. I made that when I was quite bored, because yeah, I guess I was inspired by the Kilroy Loops video, which is also here on YouTube, which someone else uploaded. And yeah, I was just a bit bored, so I decided to sort of remix what he was saying, and I suppose it's kind of like, I suppose it's effectively a kind of a YTP, so to speak. Um, but yeah, it was like just something I done when I was bored. But yeah, generally though, as I say, I feel with my Asperger's, it does have these positive effects as well. And I will say one thing that bothers me that I've heard is that, I've heard people say about autistics and people with Asperger's syndrome is that apparently we can't express emotion very well. I completely disagree with that because myself and my friends are absolutely brilliant at expressing emotion, and yeah, personally, I never hold back from, talking about how I feel about things, and yeah, to any other autistic or Asperger's folk, or anyone on the spectrum, I should say, just to be more broad there. Yeah, to anyone on the spectrum who's watching this, yeah, I really hope this can help you with your confidence as well, because it really helps when you just express yourself, tell people how you're feeling about things, and I'm not saying that you can't express yourselves, of course, when I say that, I'm just saying I know it can be quite difficult because, I used to be quite shy as a person myself, and I know that some people have on the spectrum can be quite shy, but yeah, I mean, like I say, I completely disagree with the whole assertion that we can't express our emotions because, even I'm sure even the most shy of us can, do that just fine. And yeah, I think that's an assumption that people really need to stop making. Um, but yeah, ultimately, I'm just really glad that nowadays, people are more understanding of this condition and of the spectrum. But yeah, at the same time, we definitely still need to raise awareness because, I think we still need to teach people more about how it affects us and, how we may respond in certain ways and to certain things or certain subjects, or in my case, when news comes up, because obviously I get a bit anxious. And I think it's very important to teach people about the anxiety side of this, and above all, though, when it comes to it, I feel as humans, I feel we're all one, and for that reason, I actually don't like the term neurotypical, and that's a term that I've heard quite a few people on the autistic spectrum use to refer to people who aren't on the spectrum, and I know it's not an insulting word or anything like that, but I'm just a bit concerned that the word can be a bit divisive, because I don't want us to be divided from people who aren't on the spectrum, and yeah, that's the way I see it, as I said, I feel we're just all one, we're all human beings, you know. And yeah, I feel it's better to be. Yeah, personally, I just feel it's better if we're all sort of united rather than divided. Because division, I feel, is one of the worst things that can happen in the world. I mean, it can be over anything like politics, religious views. It could even happen in sports if you fall out with someone because you support a different team. And obviously, I'm not saying don't all have the same views or all support the same team or all follow the same religion or the same political views. I mean, the world would be a very boring place if we were all the same. And above all, I mean, I think what makes people great in general is that we're all individuals, that we all have different views and different feelings towards things. And yeah, I think that'd be a great thing to have that kind of diversity of opinions. And but yeah, above all, the way I see it, I just think as I say, as humans, we should all unite and not hate on each other, basically. So yeah, hope this video hope I've managed to enlighten quite a few of you about sort of Asperger's. And yeah, generally I hope this video was okay. I mean, yeah, I'd really appreciate if you like and share this video or even subscribe to me, because I'm thinking of maybe doing some kind of sort of podcasts. Obviously, of course, you don't have to if you don't like it. I mean, if you think this whole video is just a bunch of old cow manure, then that's absolutely fine. That's your opinion, and I respect that. But if you do like it, then yeah, I'd absolutely appreciate if you like, subscribe, and share. So yeah, thanks so much for watching, and take care, everyone.